So I'm back up here this morning. I got the machine started up, warming up. It's pretty cold. It rained a lot last night, and everything's pretty wet. There's actually ice in the treetops. Some freezing rain. Luckily it's not too bad, but I'm probably going to hold off on trying to burn today just because everything's soaking wet and has ice on everything, and it just makes it more difficult to try to burn. I don't know, we'll see. But what I'm going to focus on today is the pond's probably come up. Looks like it's only about 6 inches from going in that old overflow pipe, so it probably came up at least a foot to maybe 16 inches during the week while I wasn't here. So what I'm going to do today is, since they're still calling for a lot of rain tomorrow and the next 4 or 5 days, I'm going to go down there and finish grading the pond dam off to at least midway back because I don't have to do anything else down there. Clean up the old burn hole, finish getting that buried. The owner has already seed and strawed everything I did grade out, and all that's left to do is I got to finish taking down those trees, a few more over here, clean up around that side of the pond, and clear a little area for where his workshop's going to go. So today I'm just going to focus on trying to get that graded out, all the trees down, piled up, and may transfer them down, just kind of get everything ready so that when I do come back, hopefully it won't be quite as wet and I can get all that burn up. So the pond's filling back up because last Sunday that was about 2 feet out of the water then, and now it's only about 6 or 8 inches. So it's filling back up nicely. The owner seed and strawed all that last week, so that's coming together nicely. So I'm going to start right here today and get this cleaned up. I'm going to take that pile of mud and sticks and roots and throw it in what's left of the burn pit. Just a couple random logs down there, but I'll bury all that and get that covered up and packed in, and still steaming away, and get all this slope graded out, put back together. Let's throw this in the pit. So on this bucket I can swap the valves around and cut the tilt function off and run the thumb, which works pretty good because then I can keep the tilt bucket on and be able to grab stuff like this. So instead of sitting there trying to scoop it all up, I can just flip those valves real quick and run the thumb, and then go back out there and just turn them off and cut the hydraulic function back on for the bucket to tilt. I'm just going to take all this mess and chunk it down in here and cover it up with all the dirt that I dug out before the hole. It's just a good place to get rid of this junk. You always end up with all that dead stuff around the pond and the roots. You end up with a pile of stuff that just won't burn. So just kind of find a low area like right back here and spread it out, bury it, and then use the dirt to kind of soften the slope here. That's my plan, at least. Packs in there good when you drop it from 20 feet high. up here and grab that stuff a little farther down. I couldn't quite reach. So I can get back up the slope here. Come on. There we go. Well, if it wasn't for this grading bucket, there's no way I'd be able to work out here. Because there's no other machine that could possibly grade this. Mushy. It's a couple of sticks and roots here. I'll probably throw a few scoops of that stuff down here. It's a little cleaner. Kind of dress this up a little nicer. Just don't want any logs. Aren't going to hurt anything. Alright, let me chunk that in the pit. I'm going to change the valves real quick and go down there and pull all that back into the hole and grade all this out. So the rain has started back. This year is starting off to be pretty depressing. The next 7-day forecast has rain for every day. So I figured I'd go ahead and get this smeared around and graded out. Luckily this stuff is pretty sandy right here, so it's not too bad. It'll probably turn to liquid tonight as it rains on it, but right now it's not bad. Just love this setup. I'm so glad AMI wanted to work with me and kind of help build the perfect design that I wanted, because this bucket right here, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this without it. I've never had one before, but I had a vision of what I wanted, and by golly, if they didn't help me make it come true. Couldn't ask for an attachment to work better for doing the pond work like I do right here. Pretty much without this bucket, I don't know how I would get this graded out, because there's absolutely nothing else I can use on this. I'm probably going to strip all that crap off and bury it down there in that other borrow pit I'm going to dig. Just so there's not so many roots and stuff sticking out. But I mean, look at that. As muddy as it is, you can't even hardly walk on it. It's so muddy. And I'm able just to kind of slick it up and put a good shape on it. Actually, the way I'm grading it right here, I'm kind of pressing down on it and smearing it out, and that kind of helps seals it off, so when it does rain on it, it kind of runs off. Other than just trying to, rake it out with the cutting edge, it'll leave it a little rougher, and therefore the water will soak into it. But if you kind of take it and smear it like this right here, it kind of packs the top layer and allows the rain to run off. There's still a few little sticks and stuff sticking up, but they'll rot off. try to sit here and rip them all out. You've disturbed so much of the pond dam. Once the grass grows up, you mow it one time, they'll chop all off. But it's coming along, slow and steady here. This pond will probably fill up next week, so that's the main reason I want to at least get this front edge graded out, because that's the it's easier to grade it when it's not underwater. Kind of give a better product. I like stuff to look nice, so now's the time to do it. Side. I kind of clean all that up, break the mess out of that, so I can come back down the dam here. I dug that stump up and slick over it to fill in all the little ruts. Good to go. Now I'll do it about 20 more passes and I'll be down there. I've been busy grading. Started right up there where the straw started this morning. Made it, filled in the borrow pit, got all that smoothed out, and transferred all the way down here. Grading it out, and I've stopped right here at the tree line because I'm going to do another burn pit right here on this edge. So I got to finish clearing out those trees right there, and pretty much go over here and finish taking that material down and go up there along that edge and finish cleaning that up. So I'm going to go work on that right now. Take the bucket off and put the tooth bucket back on. Alright, so I've changed back over to the digging bucket, and now I am taking some of this clearing debris that I took down last weekend and transferring it behind me, where I will end up doing a burn pile behind the pond dam right there. I'm just trying to get it a little closer that way and open up a little bit more room so I can finish taking down those 4 trees right there. That's when my excavator was having issues and I didn't want to stray too far away. That's why I ended up clearing this, and that just kind of got left right there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish taking them down and getting that stuff pulled over here and piled up right here. That way I can grab what's left of these trees right here before the pond fills back up. That way I don't miss anything. though. Look at it. I kind of softened that slope right there. That way it looks a little bit longer right there, just as so they can maintain it and mow it a little bit easier. Stuff's going to dry out enough to, it's going to be a little difficult to burn, but I'll get it. I'm not burning today though. Might have not have broke this stuff up the best in the world. Now I'm paying for it. There we go. I got a grapple tool now. definitely gonna need the leaf blower when I burn. It's gonna need some heat in this stuff. Right, I'm gonna grab this little bit right here and finish cleaning this up, transferring it back. Here at the head section of the pond, clearing the side where the house will go. Well, the house will go right behind me. This was probably the worst side as far as the amount of trees down. It's just an absolute mess right here. There we go. Sure that broke. Fling around and hit me. Get this stuff cleaned up. I had pushed this one tree down from the other side and shoved it up here where I could reach it, because it was just going to be easier to take it out this way than all the way back around the other way. Alright, now brake. There we go. So pretty much all that's left to clear around the pond is just this little area right here. Everything will be done other than when I come back. Grab this little sapling. It's trying to wedge up here. Come back and burn everything that I've cleared. I'll have time today. I'll probably put the grading bucket back on and get this slicked up just so all this is done. And I got to clear a little area over there for a garage. So I'll probably go ahead and do that and then save an hour or so to put that bucket back on and at least get this slicked up, because it's probably dry as it'll ever be while I'm here, because I'm just now disturbing it. Once you disturb it, as you can tell, it's not hardly muddy, but once you disturb it and it gets wet, it gets pretty muddy. What was that? That was a rock, wasn't it? Is there a stump here? Stump, be gone. This pond's going to dress up nice. You can see it's got a fair amount of water flowing into it this morning. Come on up. It's like a lot of water for that last 2 feet though. When ponds start flaring out so big, it takes a lot of water. Level so I don't slide off into it. That wouldn't be good. I'm gonna have to come down here to be able to drag all that mess out. Almost kind of looks like a little beaver hut right here. Like already got rid of the beavers. I think it was a little beaver hut. This one, and I can grab this dead one. I want to get it before it breaks off. That did not work out well, did it? I'm trying to get it so it doesn't break off into the pond where I can't reach it. So I can kind of do this, pull it back towards the bank. There we go. Those rotten trees, they don't take much to break off. Once it gets out of my reach, I really can't do nothing about getting it back. I'd hate to leave a half a tree stuck out there after I've cleaned it up so well so far. I'll lay all this up here like so. Still a lot of probably branches out there that I can't reach. Those will be fish habitat, but I'm just trying to clean up the majority of the stuff along the edge, but it makes it look so trashy. Better just grabbing that stuff. Get that last tree, couple trees there. It's gonna really open it up. See if I can grab them real quick. Then I'll finish this video out, cleaning everything up. Get a little notch in the hillside just for safety's sake. Up, and then I can drag what's left of that willow tree out. There's a lot of roots on there, isn't it? I'll just throw that right there. That'll probably never burn. Let's see if I can get this willow tree out now without it coming all to pieces. Look at that. I got it. Get it on the shoreline then. See, it doesn't take much to break them up. Big old muddy root ball. Fling this over here out of the way. There'll be a few sticks out there, but a lot better than all these trees. Yeah, this thing's got good flow coming into it. It might be full by the time I come back. It probably will be with all the rain they're calling for. Well, it's always easier to get a finished video when the pond's back full. Not very often the ponds are full when I leave, and most of the time I just don't have time to go back and check them out because they're a little ways away from home, like this project is. Just don't have time to go spend 3 or 4 hours riding up there and checking it out. Alright, well, that's pretty much majority of the debris around the pond cleared. Just finished up my clearing on the little garage area. Now I'm going to put the grading bucket back on. I'm going to come down here and hopefully not slide into the pond. That could have been bad. I've tried to make a little bench right here to sit on. Dig just a little bit more right here and put there. I want to grade this shoreline out because the pond most likely is going to be full by the time I come back, and that's going to have water putting about where my track is sitting. So yeah, I don't want to have to deal with that. Yeah, most likely this was an old tree stump that blew over and everything's rotten, and now it's just a pile of dirt. I want to slick this edge up and just kind of work my way out, get this edge done. I don't have to come back in here for any reason. That way, because if I didn't do it today when I come back, water would be up to my right track, and that would be a little sketchy sitting right here trying to grade this almost underwater. I want that to straighten up a little bit. There we go. Now we got a good flow going in there. Alright, let me get backed out of here before I ship. Come on. You can do it, Volvo. That got a little sketchy. See what I mean? Alright, so I'm just going to dig some dirt. I'll have to put the dirt back, but I'm going to get enough to build my ramp a little better. Well, that got a little soft right there. On it. Now I got to get back out there and try to fix all that. Oh boy. I don't know if I can reach that. I have to do the best I can. Out a little bit more right here just so this track has got something to dig into. be as pretty as I want it to, but everything kind of went to hell in a handbasket right then. And I almost ended up into the pond, so anything that I do is going to be better than what it looks like right now. That just like liquefied like it did. And that just turned to just fine and dandy to problemo. Right here, at least it'll be out of the pond. Let's swing into a tree. Alright, well, I'm about to slide into the pond again, so I'm just going to kind of touch this up real quick. There is absolutely no going back out here. Now we back up. Probably need to push ourselves from the pond. There we go. Like so. Now we're trying to go back in the pond again. I think it'll stay put long enough for me to pull this up. Joys of grading ponds in the mud. It's some nasty stuff, but that's just what I've got to work with. Muddy now, isn't it? Let's see, is it gonna go? Yes. It's going to go. Now doesn't that look a lot better than all those trees around there? This time, once all the leaves fall back on it, it'll look like it's always been like this. Back come up 2 or 3 inches today. The old metal pipe over there that was sticking out, getting pretty close to being covered up. It'll probably be covered up in the morning. So right now the pond's like 2 feet from being full. Alright, well, I got about 20 more minutes, and that's going to be a wrap for today. Alright, so I just put the trash rack on the overflow. That come in this week. And it looks really good. He's got everything seeded and strawed over here. So this should start coming up. Hopefully we'll get some warm weather in the next couple weeks. It definitely won't be next week though. And this will start sprouting. But I went up there today and finished that side of the head section. Got all the brush piled up, all the trees taken down, piled up. And I finished grading this side of the pond dam right here. So this is pretty much ready for seed and straw all the way over there to where I stopped. And the burn pit is gone.